having a home, like, it's more than just a bed. It's where your life expands. It's how you grow. It's how you can cultivate new things.
We got home from school. My brother and I were just playing the PlayStation that we just got, and we heard a knock at the door, and there was a man with a semi-truck parked in front of our trailer, like on our yard. And he said, all right, guys, you moved out? And I'm like, what? No, like, this is our home. We're not moving out or anything like that. He's like, no, I have orders to take the whole house.
My homelessness often came from being in an abusive relationship and marriage, and that was really hard to kind of get away. So I don't know that it was the homelessness itself that was causing me to feel segregated or alone as much as it was knowing that I was in this situation and there seemed no hope and help to get out of that situation.
When I lived in my car, I still had to go to work. I still had to be an active member of society, and yet the struggles I was facing to make that possible were unseen.
It wasn't a house, it was tents in this old, like, this forest out of, like, just in the middle of nowhere. And that's where we stayed for the next year. For the whole summer, we camped out, drank out of actually, like, spring, like a creek that ran through our campground. And then we showered once a week in this, like, big gas tank and everything that we used for boiling water. And I didn't realize the severity of it at the time. Fitting in was a hard thing to do because your mind's always somewhere else. And you're always worrying about what's going to be happening tomorrow and not today. So stress definitely was a struggle. Anxiety, fitting in, feeling loved was a struggle for me.
Just knowing that every time we got settled down, like that fear that something was going to happen, and then all of a sudden it was happening, and then you would have no solid ground, and then and the struggle would happen, and then I'd get there, and then it would be okay for a little while, but then it would, like, that consistency would go away again, and then you were struggling.
I think it's really hard to do your best at school and at work and at relationships when you're uncertain about where you're going to stay and if you're going to be able to finish school and how you're going to pay for such and such. And to be able to take some of the basic stuff off the kind of worry plate, to be able to know, I know where I'm going to sleep, I know I have somebody to talk to, I know what I'm going to eat, I know somebody cares about me, is just a situation that allows people to almost like relax into their life enough to be able to do the things that they need to do to be successful.
To have these gals into my house was a really amazing experience for me, and I believe for them too. I think that if you were to talk to them, they would say that as well. And when working together with that, it's just so rewarding to see a light go off, or to see we're not raising these kids, but we're, really trying to be a part of their life that they will remember, and it'd be such a positive experience.
I think one of the most important things is that while my host kiddo was growing, I was growing too. While my host kiddo was being accepted and loved and cared for, she was also accepting me and loving me and caring for me.
You give them everything that they didn't have growing up, and that's hard to do. But it can be basics, like home, a roof over the head, food every day, and rides. Because when you're worrying about everything, you're not happy. You give them so much stability. They may not say at the time, they may not sound grateful even, but you give them so much that they've never had. So you make a huge, just the future change that you make in the person is so evident that it's something that it's like an investment. You don't see it right away. You don't see the money being built up right away. You see it grow. And that's what you gotta look for there in person. You have to see the growth and everything.
But it's really hard when you're a student and a mom and you work full time and you're homeless and all of these things at once. Like, it would have been super easy for me to get discouraged and been like, okay, I can't do this and I'm just done. And to have somebody who was encouraging and to actually finish on the dean's list and to accomplish everything that I accomplished in the small time that I did is mind-blowing.
Having support systems like the host homes gives you the opportunity to step out of the struggle and look at your future. So our goal right here is to break the stigma, not only of what youth homelessness looks like, but what they need as well. Most people think, well, if you have a bed, that's good enough, and it's not. You need community, you need support, you need family and friends. I never would have been able to be where I am now if I hadn't had those support systems.
I'm the underbelly, I am the core.
Hi, my name is Maureen, and I am the coordinator of the Next Chapter Host Home program, and I'm really hopeful to be able to be creating this movement of providing host homes to young people who need extra support in their life. If you'd like to continue to get involved, please join our mailing list. You can stay up with what we're doing. You can help volunteer. You can help us spread the word, or you can become a host. We welcome you and hope that this becomes a strong community effort to help support the young and most vulnerable people in our community. So thank you.
I am hope.